What's going on, everybody? Before we get on into the video, please go check out the Discord link in the description where you can talk to, me, JetsHub, Jake from Peg City Hockey, and Zach and Carter from the Nolan Hockey Podcast. We're going to talk hockey there. You can ask us questions, watch your videos, everything. So go check it out, link in the description, and we'll see you there. Well, everybody, I hope you were enjoying your, Canadian Thanksgiving if you're Canadian. I hope you were enjoying that Monday you got off, because my God, did we get an absolute bomb dropped on the city of Winnipeg in the mid-afternoon. The Jets went ahead and they signed Connor Hellebuyck and Mark Scheifele, two 30-year-old players, to identical 7-year deals at $8.5 million per year for a total of $59.5 million each. Wow. We spent all off season, baby. We were sitting there talking about, Dubois being gone, Wheeler being bought out. Well, what is the next move here for Winnipeg? What are they going to do with, Connor Hellebuyck and Mark Scheifele? They've got a year left before their contracts expire. So, Mark Scheifele, he's a 40 goal scorer last season. 40 goal scorers do not grow on trees. It is very hard to find 40 goal scorers. Connor Hellebuyck, one of the best goaltenders of the generation, bar none. You cannot argue that. The guy has been dynamite, dragging Jets teams for years that have no business making the playoffs to the playoffs. And now we sit here wondering where these guys are going to be moved. As the Jets kind of sitting in the middle, right? Kind of sitting in the middle of everything right now. Not really, a cup contender, not bad enough to be a tanking team. And the Jets go out and they sign these guys who are now 30 years old to 7-year deals worth $8.5 million. And I do not know how to feel about it. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I really want to be pissed off. And I am, to an extent, pretty annoyed at this Scheifele deal. I don't think that he should have been re-signed. I think that the money is very fair over 7 years. Scheifele right now is worth the money, in my opinion. $8.5 million. The guy scored 40 goals last season, and that's fine. But as you go on into that deal, it is going to suck, right? Those, year 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know how good those years are going to be. I don't know where Mark Scheifele's going to be at in his career. He doesn't bring a lot defensively. If he loses his speed, he's already not the fastest dude in the world right now. What kind of player is he going to be at that time? So we'll see how that contract ages. That's the one I'm more worried about. The Hellebuyck deal, I'm not as pissed off about. One, because I'm a massive Connor Hellebuyck fan, and I like seeing him in a Jets jersey, and it's very fun to watch. The deal for the money, I think it's very fair. It's very similar to what Ilya Sorokin got from the New York Islanders. He got that $8 million deal worth $8.25, right? That's fine. I don't necessarily have that big of a deal with it. I don't have, any lenience either way. I'm not mad. I'm not angry about it. But one thing that I do worry about is if things do not go well in the next couple of years, if the Jets are not as good as they think they're going to be, what's going to happen with Connor Hellebuyck? Because you can't tank with that guy. He's way too good, and he's proved time and time again that he has more than enough talent to drag bad Jets teams to the playoffs. And the thing that I worry about is that, if this team really doesn't perform well in the next, 1, 2, 3, 4 years, is them being stuck with Hellebuyck playing very well and the rest of the team not doing that, but not being bad enough to be in a position to get a high pick. And you sit in that murky middle like the Jets have kind of been doing for the last little while of, maybe 13th place to 18th place, right? Where you're not good enough to win championships, but you're not bad enough to get the top talent in the draft. And the Jets do have some great players coming in, with Rutger McGroarty, with Kobe Barlow, with Brad Lambert. Names go on. They've got so many in the system. They're a lot of fun, but they're going to have to be ready to go and be producing nearly immediately because, Hellebuyck and Scheifele, they're going to be 31 by the time their deals kick in, and that's terrifying because, how much great prime years do you have left of those guys? Maybe 2 for Scheifele. For Hellebuyck, it's more of a mixed bag, maybe 3, 4, 5. We'll see, but I don't know, right? So, you got to give your window maybe 2 to 3 years, maybe, to try to really make a push, and I'd love to see them make that push, but I just don't know if that's going to happen, right? I just don't know if those guys are going to be ready to make that much of an impact that early in their NHL career, right? time will tell, and a lot of things are going to happen in the next, 2 to 3 years. Tons of stuff is going to happen, and the team is going to look a lot different, I think. And, obviously you're going to get all these young guys coming in and hopefully panning out. But it is just crazy how much balls this management had to say, you know what, we're signing these two 30-year-olds up to 7-year deals. That is terrifying. But at the same time, I respect it. I mean, hey, if you're trying to go win, go make it meaningful. Let's go. Let's run it up this year. Let's go get some fun players at the deadline maybe. Let's go make a splash. And let's go make a real run. I do like the forward core on paper, right? And if it works out, that is awesome. And if it doesn't, well, now it's a little bit scarier with Mark Scheifele and Connor Hellebuyck locked up to 7-year deals that will be starting next season, because you no longer have that piece or those pieces to trade and start the tank and, start the new future of the Jets. Because now it very well seems that, hey, we are for sure planning on winning no matter what. And if we don't win, well, then it's try again next year, right? There won't be any more talk about retooling or tanking or anything like that for a while, it seems. It seems like the Jets have their core, seems like the Jets have their guys locked up, and they're prepared for whatever happens. So I can respect it. I can respect the gamble. I'm worried about the Mark Scheifele deal, as I've stated before. I think that, his game already took a step back last season. But, maybe that changes. Maybe he finds chemistry with Gabe Vilardi. Maybe those two just go on to be one of the best duos in hockey. I don't know. We'll see what happens, right? Maybe that line ends up being very good, the one that we saw in preseason with Connor Scheifele and Vilardi. Maybe that works out. Connor Hellebuyck, I'm really hoping that he can keep up the pace, or at least close to it. The guy's been unbelievable and nothing but the best here in Winnipeg. We've had an absolute, and it's been an absolute honor watching this guy growing up and, not having to worry about a goaltender such as like Andre Pavlik or anything like that, anybody of that caliber. Hellebuyck's been fantastic, one of the best in the league for a long, long time, and I'm very happy that the Jets have locked him up. I'm also worried that they've now, kind of sealed their fate as a team that's going to be, in the 13th to 18th spot for the next 7 years, right? So it's hard to tell, right? I just don't know how to feel about it. I don't know. I don't want to say I'm indifferent to it, but I'm on both sides, I want to say here, because, I do like the Hellebuyck deal a lot. The Scheifele one, not so much, as I've mentioned, but I do see, the benefit of making these deals and for the team right now, and with the situation that they have with Gabe Vilardi and not being able to keep Connor Hellebuyck likely because he wants to compete without signing Mark Scheifele. If, I don't like the Scheifele deal, but I don't know, if he's not there, Hellebuyck's probably gone too, right? So I do see why they've done this. It is very, very out of left for me. Darren Dreger mentioned a couple times that, hey, don't rule out an extension or anything. And, it kind of made me think that maybe the Jets are talking about an extension, but I wasn't sure, right? Obviously. But here we go. Got smacked in the face on my long weekend here in Canada. Canadian Thanksgiving, had the Monday off. Blew my mind. And, threw me for a loop. I waited and I held off on making the video because I didn't want to jump to any, conclusions. And I still sit here right now with the same thoughts that I did at around 2 o'clock today. And those thoughts were, wow, didn't see that one coming, and I don't know how to feel about it. But with that said, everybody, leave your comment down below. What do you feel about the deals? Do you love them? Do you hate them? I want to see your guys' opinions. But leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Got a big season coming up here starting Wednesday. Very exciting. Game 1 of 82. I got that itch back to watch Jets hockey. I'm excited, and I hope that you guys are too. But so I'll see you guys in the next one. Go Jets, go. Bye-bye.